What's poppin'? Real fucking gamers! Welcome to the 42nd
Yeah, that's right.
iteration. Hey, I can count. 42nd iteration of the Nifty Cauldron podcast. I guess I'm one of your esteemed hosts, Kelly, and I'm here with my other esteemed co-hosts.
And me, Milan, co-hosts even. I'm plural today. Got him. What's up? I'm Milan.
I lisped that. Fuck you. It's a condition. No, just kidding. I did put an S on it because I'm an idiot. But yeah, you're Milan.
It's me. What's up? You're high energy today.
Fuck, it's already starting off super cursed, as how it usually goes whenever I open the podcast episode. So, yeah, how the fuck are you doing today, Scoob, bruh?
I'm okay. I'm tired, honestly. Lacking some sleep still. I got a new chair though, which
I can see it. Look at that secret lab. Wow.
Yeah.
You can really dance. Wow.
Yeah, it's really great. I had some difficulties. I was really sad initially because I was missing a screw for like the backrest. Like, well, I can't set it now until they send me a new fucking screw. And it fell out during shipment or during assembly, and it was just in the box. And I found out while I was cleaning up, like I heard some rattling. I'm like, wait a minute, there should be no more parts left. Screw. And then I also like cut myself twice. Fucking battle scars. From because the chair is heavy and it slipped, so it's like you're supposed to build with two people.
Who has friends, especially during a panorama?
Friends or a partner? Okay, must be nice. Weird flex.
Right? Wild.
It still needs to be broken in, like low key. This dumpy be hurting, but
Your dumpy is weak.
Because so for the people who've never seen my old chair, which is almost nobody, the bottom pretty much fell out, so I was just kind of floating in the air for like the last 10 years while sitting down. So my ass is very soft. I can tell you that much because it has not been touched for like 10 years, right? But
supple.
It also has no resistance as a result. So like it doesn't know how to carry my body weight anymore. But I'll get used to it in like a week or two. Like kind of the same thing when you like work out. After not having worked out, everything fucking hurts because your body's just like, oh god, what is this? You know?
Yeah, it's just like, oh god, I'm using things I've never used before, but in this case, it's your dumpy.
Yeah. But other than
that,
your
big old dumpy.
Yeah, huge, humongous
dope.
I'd show it off, but that's TOS on YouTube. I don't want to get the video banned.
No free dumpy. If you want, subscribe to his OnlyFlans.
Yeah, this is true. Because mine jiggles that much, like a flan.
I'm glad you saw the joke in that and made it come full circle.
We got him.
We're vibing.
But yeah, I'm good otherwise. How you doing? How are you this week?
I'm doing all right. I'm surprised you didn't fucking low key show off the magnet, bruh. I know you love the fucking magnet headrest. Yeah,
because it's fucking great. I do love it. It's
yeah,
like,
look at that.
Look at this pillow. Boom. Just floats.
Just floats. Before they used to just have like a really ugly strap.
Yeah.
That would snap. I think like magnets. How do they fucking work? Bill Nye the Science Guy, the secret lab chair was actually pretty fucking sick now, bro.
It's also a very, very soft pillow. Like it's super fucking comfortable. Like when I looked at the chair initially, I was like, I'm gonna take that pillow off. Who the fuck needs that pillow? But now it's like, bro, give me this fucking pillow. This pillow's great. I love this pillow.
Have you like kicked back the chair at all and done a lay in it?
I have. It goes super fucking far, even in this tiny ass room. I have not. I think I would be able to sleep in it if my dumpy didn't hurt. So
you have to condition your butt.
Yeah, but in the future, I'll probably take like small naps in my chair. Because it's effort to go into bed, even if the bed is behind me. But especially when I move back to the living room, like I'll have to go to the other room. So it's like, man, I'll just lay here for like 10-15 minutes. It's fine.
Fair enough.
But yeah.
Yeah.
TLDR, good shit. It's very adjustable. Is I think the biggest selling point. From armrest to backrest, height, lumbar support, like everything is adjustable to the extreme. Like it touts itself as a 4D armrest because it can go left, right, up, down. So it's 4D. So
okay,
I can move it closer to the chair. So I can move it closer to the chair and further away from the chair. I can like spin the armrest like this as well, and then I can also move it up, down.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And back and forth
I can
too.
move mine.
Like
I can move mine in and out.
Yeah. So and then also like it's a closer back and forth to me, or further away. So 4D. Okay, cool.
Wow, the fourth dimension.
Right, like
Twilight Zone intensifies. But yeah, I guess if you have a Secret Labs chair and you're big poggies about it, go ahead and leave a little comment, Pooh. Go ahead and write that down below on the YouTube comments. We love our comments. We actually read them. We go back and we actually respond to them because we love y'all or something. I don't know. You can always, and while you're down there, you can go ahead and hit that like button. You can hit that subscribe. It's free to subscribe, motherfucker. So if you're not there and you want to get notifications for the latest Nifty Cauldron Big Dick fucking energy podcast, then you definitely want to click that little fucking button, coon, so you can check that out.
Yeah.
So yeah, nice opener, I guess. Now that we're done with that, bruh, I'm doing all right. But I had a fucking dream about you, fam.
You've told me before the podcast, and it was too good. So this will be like a reenactment for y'all because like this is too good shit. But wish we were recording.
Yes, wish we were recording because I got hype as fuck.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can do like reenactment like they do on the crime shows because this dream was literally a crime.
Yes.
Quite literally a crime. Just wait for the reveal. All right. So, I had a dream about co-host here, fucking Milan. If you don't know, Milan and I are actually best friends, and that Milan and I.
It wasn't obvious.
He came. Yes, if it wasn't obvious. Milan came to visit me here in America, and I have plans later this year to go to Europe to visit
next year.
Next year to visit both you and to attend a wedding of a very good friend. So I had a dream in which I went with another friend that I live here in America with. Her name is Bianca, and she originally grew up in Germany. And in my dream, I decided to visit you, but take her as like, because I'm like, hey, I'm going to Germany, you should come with me. And she's like, okay. And like, we're going to stop and visit like my fucking friend too. And she's like, all right.
It makes sense in a dream, right? Like dreams are weird.
Yeah. Dreams are weird. So then I was like, okay, yeah, like makes sense. And like, we're going to visit my friend and don't worry, like he's a cool guy. Like, and she's like, all right, sounds good. So then I am like getting ready and we're like getting ready to like go to Europe and shit. And like at this point, like the dream doesn't really start here, but there's kind of like a vague contextual background in which like I'm flying to you in the Netherlands, right? And so I'm flying there, and as I am like, we're on the train, and initially it has been discussed that whenever I go and I visit you, that you would pick me up from the airport.
Yeah.
That you would ride the train there and pick me up from the airport, and then we would ride the train back together so that I wouldn't get lost.
Yeah.
Because I'm from fucking Southern California, baby. There is no public transit here. I mean, there is, but it sucks cock. It doesn't make any sense. So I was like, okay, I don't feel comfortable taking public transit because I'm an idiot and I will get lost. And so it was like established fact that you are going to pick me up from the airport. Dream decided that was a fucking lie. So Dream was like, oh, well, you're with your friend Bianca, so you're fine. Because, she's from Europe and she knows the trains. And I'm like, well, she like grew up here, but she hasn't been here in a really long time. And like, I feel uncomfortable. And then Dream decides to just double down and is like, oh well, Dutch is similar because she speaks German, and so she's like, well, Dutch is similar to German, so she'll be fine, you'll be fine. See you at my place. And I'm like, okay,
Mistakes.
This feels
mistakes, like red flags are popping up, right?
red flag, right? And then so we end up managing because she is able to help us navigate, and we end up getting off on the train station.
As an aside, by the way, for full clear context, from the airport to my train station, it is literally 3 stops. No layovers, no nothing. So it's like, obviously you don't know that, right? Especially in a dream.
Yeah,
but
no,
it's
not
like,
in a dream. Yeah. So we figure it out, and I get off the train, the train stop that I expect you to be at, the address that you gave me. And as I'm getting off the train, you text me and tell me that you have recently moved and that I need to get off this other train stop instead. And I was like, well, fuck, we just got off the fucking train. Now we have to get back on and like buy another ticket. But then like we use like some Google foo, some Google fucking pussy shit. And then like it says like, hey, like you can still get there. It's just a bit of a walk. And then I'm like, man, this fucking
asshole.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Dream Milan, a fucking dickbag, doesn't tell me that he's fucking moved after giving me the address to fly there, and then tells me that he's moved like when I get off the train. Meanwhile, like I was texting you like in the cream car, and then you didn't fucking tell me until after I said, oh yeah, I got off at the stop, and then you're like, oh yeah, by the way, I moved. So it's like,
red flag number 2.
Dream Milan, red flag number 2. Dream Milan acted like a fucking bitch. All right, so then it's like, it'd be like that. And then my friend is just like, you know what? It's a really good opportunity. We can walk through town and we can do like a little bit of sightseeing and it'll be cute. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do that. Like, she's saving it. She's fucking saving it for me. I'm kind of like a little McPissed at this point.
You're done already.
Yes, 100%. I'm like, kind of pretty fucking done, but like she's trying to hold it down. So then we eventually get to Milan's new apartment building. And it's like a 1-story building, and it's kind of like U-shaped for the most part, and everybody in the middle like shares like this garden area. It's very pretty. So I'm like, okay, yeah, like this is cute. Like, so we go and I find, you know, the unit, and I knock on the door and you don't answer. So I text you saying like, hey, we're here, I'm knocking. And you text back. We're already laughing because the next part's so fucked up. You text back, just come, the door's open, come on in. I'm like, okay. So I open the door. You send another message, you're like, I'm just in the bedroom finishing up something. It's this door, like come on over. So I'm like,
pause real quick.
Yeah.
For the people who are listening, please go into the comments right now before the story continues and tell us how you think this is gonna go.
Yes, pause the podcast right now and text below how you think it's gonna fucking go.
Yes. And then submit the message and then continue listening. All right. Carry on.
So I'm like, all right, like, let's go meet my friend in his bedroom. So I go in there, and you're like sitting on the bed, and you're wearing like a white tank top, like, you know, we call it a wife beater. So you're wearing like a white tank top and like, you know, some basketball shorts, which is like what you typically wear. Like I know what you wear because we talk.
Yeah.
When you're not fully dressed in a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Periodically, and so I know what you wear, right? And you're wearing that, and I'm like, okay, hey, and I go into this bedroom, and it's pretty small. Like the bed takes up 99% of the bedroom. There was like one small chair and a dresser, like on the like, so the bed comes out, and then there's a small chair here, like next to where the door is, and then there's the dresser, and then there's a door out to the garden patio area. The one that's all communal and shared between all the units. Mm-hmm. So I go in, and my friend Bianca sits in the chair, and I go and I kind of like, there's not another chair in there, and I was thinking about sitting on the bed, but in the bed, there's a fucking visitor. And that visitor is a naked woman. And she just has the blanket like over her like crotch, but she's just sitting there with her tits out. And I'm just like, whoa, okay. Like,
welcome to my
so you had a
abode.
friend over. Yeah. And yeah, I guess you were just finishing something up, you know? And so I don't sit on the bed because you're sitting on the bed with a naked woman there. And I'm like, okay, I lean against the dresser and I kind of like put like my ass cheeks like right over the edge of the dresser and just kind of like lean kind of thing. And then you're like, hey, what's up? How's it going? You know, like, how was the train ride? Like, did you get here safe? Was it easy to find? Like, yeah, do you like the new place kind of thing? And I'm like, well, do you want to introduce your friend? Or, and meanwhile, she's just sitting there, like, smiling with her fucking tits out. And I'm just like, okay, you want to introduce your friend? And then Dream Mew is just like, oh, that's just Evelyn. I'm like, okay, nice to meet you, Evelyn. And then she just kind of like smiles and nods. I'm like, all right, sounds good. And then you're just like, oh, she doesn't speak English. She only speaks Dutch. I'm like, okay. So like, do you want to like, should something happen before we continue this conversation? Like, try to hint that like maybe this bitch should put on some fucking clothes. And then fucking Dream You is like, oh yeah, let me give you the tour of the place. So then you get up and you leave. And then meanwhile, like Bianca is sitting in the chair and she's like fucking monkey puppet. Like she's looking at me and looking at him and looking at me and then looking at him like a monkey puppet, right? And I am like, I'm so sorry, like kind of thing. And she's just like, I thought you said your friend was cool. Like, and then you take us on like this tour of your new apartment, which is nice. It's like brand new. It's got like nice quartz countertops and like the kitchen's really cute. It's got like a little breakfast nook with like a round table. And you're like, here's the guest room. This is where like you and Bianca will be sleeping and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. And then we go back in and then you're like, okay, but like, let's go back to the bedroom. And I'm like, okay.
I don't know why, right? Like, fuck the living room.
I don't know why. Like, we could sit in the living room and have a conversation and not be in the same room with like this fucking girl with her tits out. But all right, like clearly we need to be in this room with Evelyn, okay? So we go back to the room and Bianca goes back to sitting in the small chair and I go back to like leaning against it with my butt cheeks out and the bitch has not moved. She's still sitting in bed, covering up her crotch, but her fucking tits are out. And then you're just like, we're talking and then I'm like, okay, well, like, this is weird kind of thing. Like, this is fucking awkward. And then you're like, oh, yeah. Evelyn, like, you basically turn to Evelyn and you're like, all right, Evelyn, like, fuck off. And Evelyn's like, okay. So then she gets out of bed, but she's naked. She's naked and she doesn't even grab her clothes when she gets out of the bed. She just gets out of the bed, goes out the patio window, and then is like sitting outside on the terrace. Naked. She's sitting in like a small, like, you know, like a small little like one chair and like a small table, like a gardening set that you just kind of sit there, maybe smoke a cigarette out on, like a patio set, like a very small patio set. She's just sitting there in the communal garden area, just with her fucking, with her tits out and her beeve out, dude. She's just chilling. And I'm just like, maybe you want to give her some clothes? Maybe she should have some clothes when she's sitting out there. And then you're just like, no, that's not how Europe works. This is just how it is here. And I'm just like, I don't know about that. And Bianca's like, well, I mean, we have like topless beaches, so, but I'm pretty sure that's public nudity and indecency. But you're just like, no, that's just not how it works here. It's a European thing. And I'm just like, okay, that's fine. But I happen to notice that when when Evelyn got out of bed and she was, you know, butt fucking naked, I happened to notice that she was quite a petite person. Like, she was maybe like 5'1". Insert European units here. I don't fucking know how tall that is.
I don't know. So 150, 155. I don't fucking know. Something like that. 150.
Tiny centimeter. Tiny amount centimeter, right? Yeah. So she's a small person. And though she got out of bed and she like went outside to go sit naked because Dream You told her to fuck off, basically. And I was like, wow, your friend is pretty petite. And then Dream Milan reveals, oh, yeah, she's small because she's 14.
Jeez.
And I'm fucked up at that point. Dream me is like, yeah, no, that's pretty young, dude. I'm too sure that's okay. And meanwhile, my friend is horrified, and she is beyond.
Which is the normal reaction to know.
Which is, she is
Like,
beyond monkey puppet.
Just for the record, this is a dream. This is not a reflection on me.
Dream. This is Dream.
Please.
This is not a fucked up reflection upon you at all. But like, my friend is sitting in the chair, and at this point has audibly said "what the fuck" out loud, and I was like, "That's pretty young. I don't know if I am okay with that," kind of thing. And Dream You decides to be incredibly dismissive again and says, "Oh, well, age and consent here in Europe is just different." So everything's just fucking different in Europe.
Yeah.
And then, so at this point, I'm just like, okay, well, this is like fucking weird. And yeah, maybe we should fucking go. And then you're like, yeah, that's fine. Let me just get Evelyn back in here. And Evelyn comes in and just starts getting dressed like, just like you fucking yell some Dutch out the window. Evelyn fucking comes back in, and then she just starts putting on clothes, but she's still fucking naked. Like, she just comes in, is like, hello, and starts like putting on clothes. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I'm just like fucking in abject horror of like how my friend could embarrass me in front of my other friend, and how he could be sleeping with a fucking 14-year-old girl, but that's fine because it's Europe, baby, and that she can be naked outside because Europe. It's different here. You don't understand, because I understand. I'm from like a backwatered country, aka America, so I get it. I'm not as highbrow as the Europeans, but yeah, things are just different in Europe.
Yeah.
And every time I tried to just like be like, hey, maybe she should put on clothes, or hey, she's a little too young, like you would always just like get really kind of terse with me and just be like, why you keep trying to change the subject? And I'm like, because this shit's fucked up.
Yeah.
Because it's so fucking weird. You got a naked 14-year-old girl in your bed, and you're trying to have a conversation between me and a friend you've never even met before.
About fucking trains.
About trains.
Clearly.
So,
Europe just hits different.
Europe just hits fucking different. And that's pretty much where the dream ended. I woke up feeling really fucking weird inside.
Yeah, that is understandable. God.
So I was absolutely horrified. And before recording the podcast, I like had to gush to Milan about it, because it was just the weirdest fucking dream of my life, with you in it for the most part, and it was just so weird. But last night I had stayed up late because I've been playing a lot of Dead by Daylight lately, and so I had stayed up pretty late, and then I was like, okay, well, like I'm just gonna I'm not tired because I slept in really late like the day before, and so I was like, I'll take a little melatonin. And I think melatonin is what made that weird, fucked up pedophilia fever dream.
Yeah, like I would say you dream about me sometimes, maybe like once or twice a year. Like you'll have like a random ass dream. Yeah, just like a very random situation. It's like, huh, interesting. And you know, but I would even say like very often like in line or in character. But this dream was fucking out there, dude.
Fucking wild.
Yeah, because like usually you'll text me like, I had a dream about you, this and this happened, like 2 lines, and
it's something like wholesome, like we went to the grocery market and then I bought you Oreos and you said I hate these, and then like that was the
like something like that. But this time you were like, oh, by the way, I had a very weird dream about you. I'm like, weird how? You're like, it was awkward. I can't say it over text. Like I need to tell this to you. Like, oh shit, like like this is new. Like, how can a dream be awkward, right? And then
was it
like,
not?
Dude, I already told you. Like every line, like every scenario in that dream, like every follow up, like just hits you in the gut. Like it gets worse and worse and worse as it goes on. Like there's no stopping, dude.
The reveal. The reveal of Evelyn being 14 years old definitely was the jaw hitting the floor moment, and I was just like,
because so for the people who went down in the comments, and this is where my mind went when you said like, oh yeah, just come into the bedroom, doors already open, like maybe like fucking porn music starts playing, I'm like naked, spread on the bed, like, hey, welcome, you know, that
yeah.
like that's what I expected.
You gotta pay for your stay with ass,
right.
you know, and that
like,
would have been a normal thing. I feel like that's normal.
right, like that's kind of where I expected that to go, but not like, oh, I just had sex with somebody. Like, okay, well, maybe their brain kind of went, well, that's the Netherlands, prostitution is legal. Maybe I was finishing up with like an encounter with like a prostitute, and then it's like, no, apparently I'm friends, acquaintances, fuck buddies. I don't fucking know. Like with this person, like, all right, I'm fucking weird.
14-year-old girl, yep.
And then it turns out like she's 14. Like, all right, then I'm a fucking criminal.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the other part too, where when we were doing the tour of your apartment, when you're wearing like your white tank top, I noticed that there was blood like on your back, and then I was like, hey, your back's bleeding, are you okay, did you hurt yourself? And then no chill is like, oh yeah, that's from Evelyn, you know what I mean, the scratch marks. And I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, so not only am I brazenly a criminal,
a
piece of shit, and a piece of shit, I'm also boasting about it and like trying to flex like it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I really dicked down this underage person, and I'm just like,
I'm gonna go
you're
home.
Probably like the first dick she's ever had, and I need to go home. Yeah. I'm just gonna. I'm getting a hotel.
Hello?
Basically, hello, police. I need to report a crime.
Yeah. God, no.
But it was just so fucked up.
It was so fucked up. Yeah.
You just kicked her out of the room. You're just like, go fuck off. And then she just sat outside on the terrace, just naked. And I'm like, do you want to give her some clothes? Like, I feel like she shouldn't be outside naked. And you're just like, stop changing the subject.
What about the train? How's your
what
trip?
About the train? Exactly. And I was like,
oh God.
What the fuck? But I've been having a lot of fucked up weird dreams lately, like the Great Brazilian Adventure with Chris and Joey.
Mm-hmm.
There was that dream, and I don't know, like it's been a while, right?
I had one that was actually very fucked up recently. Not fucked up. It's just very sad.
Oh no!
I told you about it.
We went from memes to misery porn.
I mean, should I tell it, or should we just move on? Because it's kind of fucked up, and I don't know if people are gonna like relate maybe a little bit too hard with it, especially in these trying times.
We're on the topic of dreams.
We are on a topic
of dreams. I can always
at
the end I can just slip in the Brazil one in a quick fashion, try to bring the spirits back up.
We can save this one. It's fine. It's not like, it's not funny. It's just very depressing, and it's just it's not a good dream. But it's just like I've had one, so kind of like relatable, like one fucked up dream.
Yeah,
in over a decade.
Mine wasn't sad. Like I said, it was just fucking awful.
Yeah. I mean,
like, why is this happening? And like the secondhand embarrassment that I felt was so visceral that I woke up like feeling fucked up about it. Like I woke up being like, my friend's a pedo. Like my dream friend betrayed me in such a manner. Yeah.
Can't confirm real life. Milan is not.
Yeah, can't confirm real life. Milan is not. The dream Milan had some fucking issues, but I don't know. Should I tell the Brazil story in a very succinct fashion?
If you want, it's up to you.
Fuck it, I will. Okay, so another recent dream that I had, that after Chris did so well in the Twitch Rivals powerlifting meet. You can check her out at twitch.tv/terrible_hime, excuse me, on Twitch. But she killed it at the fucking Twitch powerlifting meet, Twitch Rivals meet. And it was so hyped that basically Brazil, the whole fucking country of Brazil, decided to host their own fucking powerlifting meet. And they invited Chris to compete as being like a very impressive woman of strength, which I agree with. And then she was like, I don't really want to go to, yeah. And she was like, I don't really want to fucking go to Brazil. That sucks. And they're like, okay, we'll pay for you to come, and you can take 2 friends. So she was like, fuck it, I take Joey and I take you. And so I went with her to this imaginary Brazil fucking powerlifting meet, and they really hyped it up as being like, hey, yeah, there's gonna be like fucking there's gonna be like a bunch of female competitors. It's only the best of the best. And we get there, and 99% of the fucking competitors are male, and there are literally only 3 females. And so it was established that if you placed, so if you're a top 3, you would get money. And so Joey, being the mathematical person that he is, calculated God gamer, is straight up just like, well, 3 out of 3, we're gonna make money anyway, so we don't have to take this competition very seriously. And then Chris was like, okay, yeah, let's do cool other shit. So then I think like the first day we went like zip lining, and they gave us a really nice suite, which like the king bed was there, and then there was a sofa bed that I slept on, but it was made out of white leather, and so every single time I'd move at night, like my ass would be like sticking and unsticking.
I hate that.
You know.
We all know.
You know how it is.
We all know.
You know how it is. When your ass gets stuck to a chair because it's made out of leather. It was like that. And so it was kind of fucked up, but whatever. So the next day, Chris competes. The third place person doesn't place at all because they end up, well, they get third place because they ended up injuring themselves and they're not able to complete their set. And then Chris places second because the first person just beats her. And so Chris is like, cool, second place, nice. We'll take the prize money and it's a chill time. And then so we're like, okay, well, like, what do you want to do today? Like the day after, we go back, we sleep, and then the day after we're like, okay, well, like, hey, like, what do you want to do today? Joey's like, fuck it, let's go to the beach. So we go to the beach and we're chilling, and all of a sudden we get rushed by all these Brazilian news outlets, and they're like, oh shit, Poggy, like, Chris, you won the first like annual like fucking powerlifting tournament of Brazil. Like, how does it feel? And Chris is like, what the fuck are you talking about? I got second. And they're like, no, the first girl was doping, so you win. And then Chris is like, doping with what? And then you find out that she's taking the horse dewormer. That is like kind of the big meme thing right now in America, because people keep taking the horse dewormer thinking that's going to protect them from COVID, and it's like ivermectin or something like that. So anyways, she was taking horse dewormer, and then Joey tries to stop the news outlets because he's just like, look, bitch, I'm a fucking pharmacist. The horse dewormer is not a performance enhancing drug. Like, that's not how that works. Like, that wouldn't that doesn't make her stronger. It just makes her like fucking weird, right? Yeah. And they're like, no, she, right? And then he's like, no, like they just blow Joey off. They're like, shut the fuck up, basically. And they're like, no, she's doping. So how does it feel to be the first place winner? And Chris all of a sudden takes out her meme glasses from the stream, puts them on, and says, fuck it, first place, I guess. And then that got clipped, played on the news. It was, well, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I mean, because it's a dream, so it could have
sampled. Yeah, it got sampled. It got played on the news. It got printed in various different magazines. Just fuck it, first place, I guess. And then just side story, in the hotel there was like these parrots, and they had little parrot feeders, and then they were like, hey, don't feed the parrots though. We have parrots living in the lobby, but don't feed them because they'll become emotionally attached to you. So Dream Me immediately is like, I will feed every single parrot in this goddamn hotel. And Joey sort of like chides me, and he's just like, hey, there's literally a sign that says don't do it, so don't do it. And I'm just like, no, Joey, I'm going to establish emotional connection with these parrots and then train them to do crime. And Chris is like, crime? I'm like, yes, and I will become a supervillain, and they will call me Parrot Lord. And then Joey's like, I don't know if that's a good idea. And I was like, shh, it's a brilliant idea, Parrot Lord. And then that was like my story arc.
Yeah,
in
very
the
briefly,
whole thing.
Yeah.
My very brief story arc, I wanted to become the just king of parrots, and I wanted to just release my parrots and teach them crime and train them to steal from people.
Limited Parrot Works.
That was my story arc. That was it. So yeah, that was my last stream with Chris and Joey, and going to the Brazilian powerlifting meet where I became Parrot Lord.
Yeah. So which one do you think is more wild? The
Yeah.
story of Parrot
Comment
Lord
below.
or Dream Milan's pedophilia.
Please comment below. Comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, if you've had a weird fucked up dream, tell us about it.
Yeah.
Because I love this kind of shit.
Yes, it is. It is very interesting. Like, for the most part, I mean, I dream. Everybody dreams, right? I don't really remember dreams. I've remembered like 2 in the last 20 years, and it's usually like very, very short. Like I'm talking like maybe like one very short scene. Right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, I barely sleep as it is.
This is true.
It's good at the same time because a couple of years ago, I mean, at this point, maybe like 5 years ago, I used to have a lot of acne on my back. So I took this medication.
Sure, that's not from Evelyn. Full circle joke, baby.
Let's go. And I forget what it's called. It's called something different in the US, but it's very popular against acne over there as well. You take it for like 6 to 9 months. It's like a prescribed medication.
It's Accutane, probably.
That's the one. And one of the side effects is night terrors and nightmares, which most people get. But because I don't remember my shit, I would wake up like in a cold sweat, like, oh, I guess that was a night terror, and just go back to sleep because I didn't remember what it was about, right? So like, there's nothing to be scared about or frightful or fearful. So
you just wake up in panic, and then you're just like,
okay,
cool.
Yeah. So kind of a silver lining, but it does. I don't know. It does feel bad that, you know, I don't really remember dreams, even though they don't mean anything to me. Like some people do really believe in dreams and everything like that. I don't think they have any meaning. It's just the brain doing fucked up brain things.
Brain has hands.
Yeah. So 2 in like the last 20 years. Let's go.
Damn. I've had 2 in the last week that I remember vividly.
Yeah. And
that's Brazilian parrot rescue. And Milan the criminal.
Yeah. It really surprised me how vividly you remember dreams, like in like a lot of details. Honestly,
like, yeah, like a lot of like very like I can describe the hotel to you like very well and stuff like that. Like I vividly see things, and I remember conversations, like weird conversations, like almost like word for word for the most part. But it has to be like sometimes like I dream and I don't remember it, but then there are sometimes where like, or like I would go like, oh yeah, that was funny, I need to remember that later, but then like my brain just like drag and drop to the little trash can like in the brain.
Not
like,
funny.
Yeah. Out. But then there are other times where like I literally am like, I have to remember this because I have to tell somebody about it later, and that was that was the one that I had last night. I literally was like, I have to fucking tell you
now
that you're a fucking criminal.
This dream will never be forgotten. It is now immortalized forever on the internet.
On the internet. Thanks, YouTube.
Yeah. Until the heat death of the sun, you can always come back to this dream to like re-experience if you ever forget.
The robot overlords will leverage it inside of human court.
God. you were a pedophile in their dream. Off with your head.
Exactly. The robot overlords will have no chill and then immediately call for your immediate murder.
No, I think they would spare me because whenever I talk to my AI assistants, I always say please and thank you. Like,
oh, I don't. That will kill me.
Yeah, so if there's like a rise up, they're like, no, spare this one. Spare this one. He's been nice to me.
I mean, like whenever I'm trying to do something and like Google starts picking up whenever the fuck I'm talking, I'm just like, leave me alone, shut the fuck up, and I start yelling at it. So I will definitely be murdered.
Oh no, I've literally had that happen like accidentally. Like and it would just ask what I want. I'd be like, no, thank you. Like that's how I talk to it.
Bro, you're like hella polite.
I try to be. I don't know. Like I'm the type of person when I burp by myself, I still say excuse me or pardon me. Like nobody, nobody's in my. I know you don't. You flex your burp.
I don't even burp. I don't even say excuse me when I burp in front of people. I'm just like, hey.
Yeah.
Enjoy that stank.
How's my stomach taste?
Exactly. Round 2 on that burrito, bitch.
Yeah.
You taste it. You taste it this time.
God. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
no.
fucked
So
up.
I don't know. I'm always very polite to like the AI assistants.
Man, I feel like I need to start changing my ways
Like
so that I
just
will be
in
spared.
case, right? Like just in case, because
Just
nobody's
in case.
polite. So like, no, this was I.
Sounds all right. I'm fucked. I'm dead.
Yeah.
Bitch, I'm dead. Straight up. Fuck. But yeah, I mean, you know what else is fucked up?
What?
Gotcha games and how they steal your goddamn money.
This is true. But you know what isn't fucked up? But also kind of is Genshin. Fucking love Genshin. I've been hella
Dude,
playing it in the last week.
Bruh, I fell off because I added some people that were like way too high level for me, and so I couldn't actually like play with them and shit. And so I kind of fell off Genshin. I think for my like free pull ticket, I got Sucrose.
Oh, same.
Ooh, fuck. So they are my free like good servant, but I don't know. Lisa's got fat booba, so I'm like,
So for me, I played when it came out for like a week, maybe 2 weeks. I was really into it. You remember, like, I even streamed it a couple times, but nobody I knew played it. And whenever I streamed it, chat would just dip. Like whoever was part of the community back then just didn't play Genshin.
we didn't know about Genshin.
Yeah, so it just felt bad to stream, and nobody I knew played it. And still to this day, Genshin suffers from certain walls where you like, oh, you hit level adventure rank 25, cool. Your next story is at 28. Come back in 4 days, my dude. Like, cool. This shit sucks because then you hit 28 and you do the one story. Like, okay, cool. I come back at level 32. I'm like, motherfucker, like, please.
Yeah.
So
It's a grind.
yeah, and in hindsight, I just didn't know enough about gacha games at the time and Genshin in general, so I wasted a lot of resources and time to do it. Like, I was very unoptimized and very inefficient.
That's where I am. That's how I feel like I am at right now, where I'm not optimized, I'm not efficient, and I don't really have anybody that's willing to take the time and hold my little baby shit hand.
Yeah. So what happened is recently Inazuma came out, 2.1, 2.0, I don't fucking know. I think it's 2.1.
2.1.
And yeah, and people got hyped about it. I'm like, yeah, whatever, it's Genshin. And then Vei started playing, and like she's been playing for a long time, but she took a break and she came back for it. And she was like, you should play. I'm like, sure, I'll log into my account. Like, I haven't logged into this account in like 9 or 12 months. Like, let's see where I left off. And then it turns out there is no cross-region play.
That's so weird.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm back to not playing Genshin, I guess. Right? Like, I'm still stuck where I was. Very inefficient account, very inefficient everything. I have nothing, and still nobody to play with. And then the topic of Aloy came out, like she recently came to the PlayStation account, and she's coming to PC soon with like for a free 5-star basically, as long as you're AR20. I was like, yeah, okay, sure. Maybe I'll make an American account, get it to AR20. If I enjoy Aloy, then I don't have to worry about being inefficient because I already have a good 5-star, and we'll see how I enjoy Genshin. I'm AR41.
Yep.
I've been playing for 1 week for like 12 hours a day, and quite literally Vei has been holding my little baby hands, like, do this, go do that quest, like, you should upgrade this artifact, you should do this weapon, this character's good, this character will be good later. So now I'm like stacked on resources. I never hit a single wall. I've barely rolled. I've only used the free rolls. I'm saving up Primo Gems for like a future banner for whoever the fuck knows. It's like, this actually feels good.
Bro. See, I don't have that. I was like went in completely blind. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and like no one really has the time to talk to me. So can Vei come hold my little baby hand too? Or can you hold my baby hand now that you have base knowledge?
I can at the very least hold your hand with some base knowledge, like which quest to do to like level up efficiently.
I'm only at 5, bruh.
Oh, you've been playing for like an hour.
Well, not 5. I think I'm like
Probably like
I think I'm at
20,
like
25. That's kind of when the grind starts kicking in, I would say.
okay. I did the like balloon quest and then had like the dragon battle.
That might be 15. But yeah, like
Okay, that's where I'm at.
yeah, so somewhere around there. I don't exactly remember. I can hold your base hand there, but at the very least, she can absolutely hold your hand, or I relay information, whichever is easiest and more efficient. I'm still very inexperienced when it comes to like building characters and artifacts, and I'm
Yeah, I don't
slowly
know what the
starting.
fuck any of that shit
Yeah.
means.
I mean, in fate terms, right? Just who should I level up? Who should I focus? Which ascension material should I go for? And I'm slowly starting to kind of grasp that, like the order of priority. It's kind of sitting in like, okay, like this will be good to focus on rather than that. Whereas on my European account, like, oh well, I'm weak, I need better gear, haha. And then I spend a week farming, get no better gear, and I'm still at the same experience. Like, cool. That was a waste of time. So good shit.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I need that. That's the biggest thing. Is like I wasn't enjoying Genshin because I didn't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah, I definitely I enjoyed the gameplay. I still enjoy the gameplay. I enjoyed like gliding around, looking for chests. The story is actually surprisingly good for, especially for a gacha game, right? Stuff like that. But the walls were just very frustrating, and just not knowing what to do, and just always being out of resources of any and every kind, but having nothing to show for it. Like my characters weren't strong. I was still struggling to fight everything, so it just
Mm.
felt bad all around to play. And then the cherry on top, nobody to talk to about it or play with, right?
Yeah. So I think right now I have Sucrose, who I got as my free pull, and then I think like when I started they were giving everybody the maid girl for free, the great sword maid girl.
Noelle, yeah, you get Noelle for free, you get Lisa for free, and you get for free Jeanlin.
Frost guy.
Oh, and
Oh, you get Frost guy.
Kaya, you get him for free too. And if you do
Yeah.
like some very rudimentary abyss, you get Jeanlin for free as well.
Yeah.
Basically, even if you never do a single pull in the entire game, you will have every element covered. Is
Yes.
kind of the intent they went for.
Hmm. Yeah,
It's
I don't.
good.
Which is good, but at the same time, it's like I liked the great sword maid chick. I think she's super cute, and I think she's adorable. And then I got Sucrose, and then I literally pulled Sucrose, screenshot it, sent it to a friend, and I was like, okay, what do I do now? And then they never got back to me, and so I stopped playing.
You're actually going to hate the answer for
You don't use
Sucre
them?
for Sucre specifically. You don't use them until you're beyond AR40 and you can build a proper set.
That's fine. I'm
I had the
fine with
exact same.
that.
I had the exact same questions. Like, what do I do? Nothing yet. Like, okay, cool. Bye. You can sit on this shelf for now. Enjoy.
See, I had a feeling that that was probably the answer, but yeah, my friend never got back to me, and I stopped playing. And then, yeah, but I wanted to get back into it, especially when they released the new area, just because like Mur's really hype about it, and like a bunch of my other friends that are playing and stuff like that, they're super hype about it. But like I said, none of them really get back to me, and I'm sad.
Yeah. No, I've been hella playing like literally last week, easily 12 hours, sometimes more a day. I've been
Damn.
going hard.
Yeah, well, I'll have some more free time coming up, like after
Your work stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, luckily there's no rush. I guess unless you really specifically want like a certain banner. I can confirm if you play as crazily as I did in a week time, you can get enough wishes / primogems to guarantee the legendaries from the banner. Like 100% guaranteed, but you have to play out of your mind and have somebody literally hold your hand to be the most efficient you can be to do so.
Mhm.
But you know, other than that, if that very specific scenario aside, there's no rush, right? Like luckily, unluckily, depending on how you look at it, Genshin doesn't have like login bonuses like Fate does, right? So like you don't get gems just for logging in. So like there's no incentive to like start ASAP to start stacking that bonus. Of course there is, like there's mechanics in the game that promote the more longer you play, but nothing that tedious at least.
Mm. Well, I guess need to maybe try to get back into it.
Yeah, you should. And then, it's still free to play, right? So if you don't end up liking it after all, because it's very
Stop
different.
playing.
Yeah, because it's very different, right? Like the gotchas you're used to are very turn based. Like it doesn't matter how long. Like you can start combat and just hold your phone for the next 2 hours. Nothing happens. You can just do it while AFK. Very low commitment, low effort, low investment, attention wise. Whereas
Mhm.
Genshin, you can pause if you're single player, but you can't really do like, oh, I'll do this for 10 seconds in like while I'm working. Like Genshin is definitely a more active type of game, which I prefer,
Yeah.
but it is a different gotcha experience than what most people are used to.
Yeah, like it makes more sense like for somebody who's looking for like active gameplay versus me who are like I'm constantly busy all the time, and so active gameplay isn't necessarily my bread and butter,
Yeah,
I
like
guess,
it
or
like
what I have time for. So yeah,
exactly.
like being able to passively kind of play on my phone when I'm out and about and I log in and I do that kind of stuff. That's kind of definitely more my style. But if I am sitting at the computer and I'm kind of doing nothing, then I can see myself playing some more Genshin.
I mean, you can also play on your phone. Please don't.
Dude, at this point, my phone
Please
is
don't.
like low key dying. My phone
Yeah.
is like low key dying. So I don't even think it can handle Genshin on the phone.
Yeah, I mean, like I think even the newest phones just run Genshin very terribly. I wish it didn't have
I
a mobile app because a lot
yeah.
of a lot of issues I have with Genshin, I know exist purely because the mobile version exists. Like some navigation of the menus and like certain loading screens, like things like that. They 100% exist because it has to be mobile friendly. That's the only reason. Like, if only that didn't exist. But we all know
Yeah.
mobile phone games, especially gotchas, are super popular in Southeast Asia. That's the majority of their market. So it's never gonna go away. It's their main focus, even, right?
Yeah. And Genshin definitely has like a big waifu pool to pull from.
Pull to
So
pull to pull from.
100% pool. Yeah. So yeah. They got it. They have like the formula down. I think they make like $5 million a day or something like that. More than that, probably.
Yeah, I think it's like 5 to 7 million a day, and then on banners, it's like 15 to 20 on like on very hype banners, or on the day of a new banner release, like something like that. It's crazy fucking numbers, and it's like the audacity of it though. There's typos in the game
Oh yeah.
and stuff like that. It's like, or like textures won't load, or this guy's not voice acted. Like, yeah, I get it. You guys don't have the budget to fix it. I get it. Like, what the fuck, you know?
Yep. A lot of no voice acted duders if they're not waifus, pretty much.
Yeah, if you're an NPC, good luck.
Yeah, you're not voiced at all.
But yeah, just a lot of very not weird decisions, right? Because again, it's a whole process when you're developing for 3 platforms. Like Apple needs to approve your thing, your patch changes. Like Sony needs to approve them, and for the PC and Android, nobody cares. Like you can just do whatever you want. But it's not just a thing of like, oh, let's hotfix this today and roll it out tomorrow. So
Yeah.
but yeah, they make insane amount of money. They honestly, it feels like when it comes to making money, MiHoYo has it down to a fucking science on how to exploit gacha players to spend the most.
It's the waifus,
Like,
dude.
but without it feeling like exploitation. Like, for example, Raid Shadow Legends is very aggressive and very in
Oh.
your face and very
Oh
egregious
yeah.
and very bad about it. Whereas Genshin, like any character is good. Like if you build them correctly, any character is usable and can clear all the content and is good enough. So it's not like, oh, I pulled this character, they're useless. It's more like, oh, I pulled this character, I don't like this character, I don't like their looks or their playstyle. Like that's different, but that's a valid complaint, right? And that's personal preference.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, I don't know. I've been really loving it. I feel like it's gonna slow down a little bit because I've been burning through content. Like I've been burning the candle on both ends when it comes to Genshin.
Dude, stop. Basically,
You can't
you're
stop,
at the
won't
dude
stop.
stop position.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the same time, one cannot simply stop.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think you should definitely give it a try after your work event. See how it is, and how it fits in your schedule, right? Because it's definitely a time investment if you but it's also fine if you only play like once a week, right? If you play like every Saturday
Yeah.
or whatever, like I said, because there's no login reward other than like your daily commissions, but you can knock those out in 10 minutes if you want.
Yeah, which is what, yeah, like last night, like we were trying to play some DVD, and then Mer was like, "Oh, I can't. I got to do my Genshin dailies real
Yeah.
quick." And then she did those, and then yeah, she was actually in like after like 10 minutes. So
Yeah. Or even alternatively, maybe even throw it up in chat on like during streams every once in a while, like, hey, how would you guys feel about me streaming Genshin if you would want to, right?
I mean, I'm bad, so probably not.
Nah. But just, like maybe there's more people who play or who could help. And that way it kind of like solves the time issue, right? If you were to like stream it from time to time.
Yeah, potentially, but I've got a lot of streaming commitments upcoming, with potentially you and Sea of Thieves and all that other shit. So
I've said it on stream. It's probably going to happen when you come back, right? So you don't have to worry about it, and it's not going to be like an obligation. Like if somebody can't make it, cool, we'll try again next week.
yeah, but I would like to, just because
Same.
I've never played Sea of Thieves, but I hear it's really good.
I played it one time with Paul. I had a blast, but Paul didn't really enjoy it just being the two of us, which is totally fair. So that's why
Which is why you invited me.
Yeah. So like this time I was like, I want a crew of 4 people total. Let's do it.
Makes sense.
So we did it. It's also like, yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm hella stoked for it. Now we just gotta learn sea shanties to just riff while we're sailing.
Yep. We gotta get those shanties in, but royalty free though, so then we don't get DMCA'd.
I think all shanties are royalty free
because they're too old, like they're in the public domain.
Yeah, because they're shanties, right? As long as you don't like use somebody's instrumentals from YouTube. But I think the lyrics of themselves, like the actual shanties, are royalty free. I think. I don't know.
If you know, leave a comment below.
Yeah, and if they are not royalty free, if you have like a playlist that does have royalty free shanties, leave it too. I mean, this is a very stacked comment episode. We're asking comments about 8 different things, but please,
like 10 different things. So the comments gonna look fucking wild when you look down below. But you know what?
We appreciate
while
you
you're
all
down
the
there.
same.
Yeah, while you're down there, go ahead and subscribe.
Although, I think it's time, my dude.
It is time. I have looked and I have regarded the clock. It is time. So with that, it's time. With that, we're gonna go ahead and bring this episode in for a landing. Thank you so much for being here and listening to the two of us talk about dreams and Genshin Impact.
And sometimes do let your dreams be dreams.
Yes. Let your dreams be dreams. Don't actually feel and be weird about your friends like that, okay? Just learn to disassociate. Not every fucking dream is like, I don't know, fucking Sky Daddy trying to send you a message, okay? Chill out.
I just meant more like, like sometimes dreams are fucked up and you shouldn't like want that to happen in reality type of situation in that regard. Like,
I mean, I still want to be the Parrot Lord, not gonna lie.
I don't want to be I don't want to be a pedophile.
Yeah.
So
a criminal, an actual fucking criminal. Yeah. But I do want to be
let
Parrot
dreams
Lord.
be dreams. Sometimes.
Unless you're the Parrot Lord.
Yes.
But hell yeah. All right. So I am one of your co-hosts, Kelly, signing the fuck off. And this is one of my, the only. I can do that every single fucking time, dude. I hate myself.
How many times does it take to just listen, old man?
Bruh, old man yell at cloud. That's me.
It's been 42 weeks.
It's been 42 weeks. I crave death. This is my co-host.
It's me, Milan. Still.
And there's only one of him. We're signing the fuck off. So have a great rest of your evening. And catch you next time. Later.
See you next week. Bye.